action versus non-action in terms of manifestation and creating your own reality. All right, that is what I want to discuss in this video. I'm going to show you the benefits of taking action, but also the benefits of not taking action, and how to couple these two together in a very powerful way that helps you get your intended outcome in a much more effective and effortless way. So let's get right into it. So I want to direct today's video with a question that I got on Instagram from Lauren. Okay, and Lauren asked, what is a topic that really confuses me? It's when do you take action, and when do you retreat and meditate and visualize or something? And how do you interact with a situation when it is not to your liking and when you have no choice but to interact with it in some way? So that's the first part of the question. So let me answer that real quick, and I'll also talk about how that relates to action versus non-action in terms of manifestation. So many times things will come up, right? Things naturally happen, and sometimes you don't like them, right? Some inconvenience or just a problem arises, something that you consider to be an obstacle arises, and now you have to deal with it. Even if you're like a very positive, optimistic person, when things like these types of obstacles arise, you probably get annoyed and you get kind of knocked off balance. That's what they're there to do, okay? That's okay. You have to be okay with all these obstacles arising every now and then. Creating your own reality and empowerment is not about running away from these things and not having these inconveniences and sort of negative things in our lives, but rather it's having the awareness to be able to deal with them properly and in a much shorter time when they do arise. So that's our goal, okay? You can never really fully get rid of them. Even if you become like enlightened, you raise your level of consciousness to crazy degrees, it doesn't matter. You will still have these sorts of inconveniences and problems that arise that you don't necessarily prefer in your reality. That's totally okay, but you have to be able to deal with them in an effective way. So that's why we want awareness. So when do you take action versus when do you meditate and retreat and just don't do anything and just, focus on your inner well-being? You always have to understand that when you're taking action, it presupposes, when you're trying to change a situation through direct impact, action, inner intention, it presupposes that I am here, right? This is my current reality. That's my desired reality over there. It's a projection. It's a mental projection. Desired reality, that desired outcome is over there. And now I'm going to do something, I'm going to perform certain sort of actions in order to get myself over there. I'm going to climb this mountain and get over there. And it is almost always in a kind of a problematic sort of energy where you are conflicted in some sort, where you're not really sure of what type of action to take to get your desired outcome. And you know that while taking the action, you're going to have to go through all hell just to get to the desired reality. Okay, so you have to understand more and more that action is not necessarily the source or the cause of your outcomes, of your manifestations. However, action is useful, and we'll talk about that. So if action is not the cause, what is the cause? The cause of your circumstances, your manifestations, is always your state of being, your feeling state, the perspective through which you're looking at reality through currently. Through that, you take action. Am I right? So, which perspective you choose to view the situation through right now, the energy that you're emitting, all of these are just the same thing. Your state of being, all the same thing, is going to actually determine which type of action you take. And one thing that I just want you to kind of start to practice right away, overall, in every single situation, is not looking at the situation through the perspective of, I'm over here, my desired reality is over there, and there's this mountain that I have to climb to get over there. You have to stop viewing life through that perspective, otherwise you'll always have a lot of obstacles in the middle of where you currently stand and what you want. Instead, you have to start adopting the perspective of this is the eternal now, the eternal present moment. All there ever is my state of being, which is the only reality. My state of consciousness is the only reality, and everything that I see, including myself, including my body, everything in reality is just a reflection. Think of it like a holographic reflection of your state of being. And so there is no here and there. There is no getting to anywhere, but rather just changing the nature of what my reality looks like through changing my state of being, through being conscious of my state of being. So I'll quickly repeat that. Adopt this perspective always. There is nothing other than the eternal now. Whatever your current experience is, right? It's simply one reflection of your previous state of being. At any time, your reality, whatever you have manifested, including your own body, it's just a reflection, a holographic reflection of your state of being. State of being is the only reality. Now, through that, you gain way more power to create an experience, a type of experience that you actually like. Because you no longer have to struggle and take action to get a certain outcome. But rather, you are the master of your state of being. You know that circumstances are always reflecting your state of being. So the only thing that you ever really have to tend to is your own state of being. So when something arises like an obstacle and you kind of give into it and you kind of get all negative, now you're literally setting yourself up for a further negative reflection. Do you see what I mean? And even if you take action in that energy to try to change the situation, nothing's actually going to change for the better. You have to tend to your state of being. So anytime something like that arises, first take on the perspective of, okay, the infinite now, the eternal now. And all there is state of being and reflection. And so if I want my reflection to get better, I have to tend to my state of being. So at all times, reconsider your relationship to the event. This is going to be the hard part. You're going to have to change your relationship to the event, which means stop defining it in a really bad way. What is bothering you currently, you have to find a way to define it in a way that is beneficial to you. Why? Because it will actually make you feel good. It will help you adopt the perspective, the state of being of a version of you that is living a pleasant reality. And as your state of being changes, your circumstances will naturally start to shift without even any action being taken. You see? Now, when we take that one step further, naturally, when you take a different perspective, when you change your state of being, not only does your reflection and your reality just begin to shift automatically in a positive way, but also on top of that, now this shift in reality is actually being manifested through you through natural, proper action. So the action flows through you regardless of your own will. Ideas will naturally come up in your mind that you'll take action on based on the state of being that you're currently embodying. So if you're in that negative state of being, the action that comes through you, regardless of your own will, is going to be some sort of negative action which will result in a further negative outcome, or more problematic, or just as problematic. Okay, it's not going to get better exponentially without effort. However, if you take on a different state of being, a different perspective, now the action that flows through you, regardless of your own will, is going to be that positive action. That action that you think is actually changing reality, but rather it's not necessarily the action that is changing reality, it is the state of being which is creating that action, the illusion of action through which you think reality is shifting. And then you find yourself over there. But see, there was never any over there. It is always the now. And that over there is just manifested in the now again. And there's this kind of linear change that you think is happening, but nothing's really happening in a linear way. Consciousness is just manifesting different reflections in the now, in the now, into the now, into the now. Meditate on that a little bit. But if that's too deep, just understand, state of being is what creates all change. State of being is what is being reflected in your circumstances. So always tend to the state of being rather than the action. So sometimes you're really going to have to retreat and first get yourself in order. First get your state of being in order. Start feeling good, and then you can start, taking some sort of action. All right? And now just to get to the second part of the question. This gets particularly difficult when dealing with people. If you are seeing a situation which you don't like, do you say something about it to that person, or do you ignore it and do some visualization? And if you say something, should it be that something upsets you? If you were acting as your ideal self, would your ideal self be annoyed by this? Well, ask yourself that, Would your ideal self be annoyed by something that's happening? And maybe yes, maybe not. But you always have to ask yourself, what is the best perspective in this moment that I can choose to have through which my situation will unfold most effectively? In any situation with other people, I would advise not to try to change other people's behavior, not to try to tell them, what you're doing, I don't like, so stop doing it, because it will never work. Criticism never works. Insults never work. Trying to control other people never works. Instead, the best you can do with other people is communicate with them in a very honest manner. Be open about what you desire, what you are like, what you want, in a very polite and natural way, and be open to what they want as well. And then try to put their needs ahead of yours, and naturally you will get what they want, get what you want. So this is that mirror relationship that you should try with other people, always putting their needs ahead of you, not letting them walk over you or anything like that, but actually doing it out of love. But at the same time, being honest, being open, not having any secret hidden agendas against them, and not trying to control them. So with that, that's always like a situational type of thing that you have to kind of get better at realizing yourself, how to properly deal with this. And here's the thing, if you start tending to your state of being more and more and more, first, before trying to take action and trying to control the situation, naturally, you will always just start to know which action to take that will unfold in the best possible scenario for you. This is something that I've been feeling over the past couple of months, especially as my awareness is rising and I'm like, actually focusing way more on my state of being rather than the action that I take. I just find myself in situations that even if some obstacles arise or like some other person is challenging me, I just somehow know what to say, or I'll just randomly accidentally say the right things. So see, a lot of things happen irregardless of your own will. A lot of that action, a lot of those words, there's a greater intelligence doing all that. It's flowing that intelligence through you. So become an open vessel for that intelligence to do its work. And stop getting in its way by trying to control the situation through your person, through your ego, personality, this person. Okay? It goes for the same in manifesting. Trying to create a certain outcome that you like. Always, always, always tend to your state of being first. Through that, action will flow. Once you first decide, right, what do I want? And then try to get to the bottom of it. This symbol that I want, right? Like it may be a new car, but that new car is just a symbol for a feeling state that you truly desire. So what is that feeling state? Maybe that new car symbolizes freedom for you. You want to be able to go wherever you want. Currently you have to take the bus or something like that. So that new car symbolizes freedom for you. Start to feel free right now. And then once you start always choosing the perspective of freedom, something that is in your control right now, you can activate any state of being that you desire right now through visualization, through just imagination. Now, all the action that flows naturally through you will be action that will unfold in a way that it gets you to that outcome more and more and more each day. So get out of the way. Allow that natural intelligence to flow through you. Stop getting in its way. Stop getting in your own way of the things that you want. Life is trying to help you, but you constantly keep on taking the perspectives that aren't serving you. You keep on creating situations just as abundantly that aren't even serving you. So start creating something else. How? Tend to your state of being. Choose a different perspective. Choose that different energy. Choose the energy that you desire, that you think is over there in that reality. Bring it here, be it now, and then allow that action to flow through you. And then naturally you will find yourself in that reality. But over there, that reality is, you're going to experience it as here, because that's the only thing there ever is, the eternal now. Okay? So I hope that answered your question, Lauren, and I hope this answer helped many other people. Okay? Let me know what you thought of this in the comment section below. Let me know what your greatest takeaway from this video was. Okay, I would love to hear from that, from you about that. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to get one-on-one coaching with me and learn how to further manifest your desired reality at an accelerated pace, accelerate the time between your desires and their manifestation, click the link in the description box below and schedule a free call with me in which we decide if it's right for us to work together, okay? Other than that, subscribe to this channel and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.